So we're going to be speaking about government spending and what does it involve when having a recession. So basically, naturally state, or we suggest that for a country to go out from a recession, the expenditure of the government should be boosted up, whilst having a reduction or a slight reduction in some taxations like VAT, value-added tax, income tax, or corporation tax. For instance, taking corporation tax as an example, if we reduce the corporation tax from a 28% to a 24%, this is a 4% reduction. Companies will be willing more to hire more workers, to produce at a larger scope of production, because the cost of production have been reduced. What we're aiming with this type of fiscal policy, this is reduction in tax rates, increase in government spending, although we're going to create a huge budget deficit in the short run, what we're trying to do is to maximize production in order to raise our GDP and hence boost up the equation of aggregate demand.
Yes, he said we're going to focus on our VAT taxes to reduce it from 21% to 19%. It's more about in the elastic goods than in elastic goods. We're not going to touch the level of taxation rate in the elastic goods. After that, we have the corporate taxation. So in Spain, it is like 28% that you have to pay in the taxation rate, and we're going to reduce it to 21%. We want to encourage all kind of companies, small companies, big companies, to create new jobs, to invest in new projects, and we are going to provide them subsidies. But we're going to give them money to help them to invest in new things, in new projects, and then he will talk about it.
Also speaking about what Nacho said about subsidies, we're trying to aim the government expenditure on labor-intensive programs. This is the expenditure is going to be towards towards the industries and factors that make labor improve in a country. What we're trying to we're going to spend more money. We would spend more money in education in order to, even though it's a cost in the short run, in the long run, education will always be beneficial because what you're providing is highly prepared labor. What you're providing is a better prepared labor. Also, we will spend on infrastructure projects. I think infrastructure projects are very important because if you give a certain proportion of land and you provide a building for a foreign company, this company is going to invest in that service. And foreign direct investment is a component of the aggregate demand equation, which is consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus exports minus imports. So if we're raising government expenditure and foreign direct investment, it will probably lead to this building having more labor, Spanish labor. This is because they're providing jobs,
Lower unemployment,
higher wages, more people with income, and this would lead to higher consumption. Higher consumption is the most important part of the equation of the aggregate demand because it basically promotes business activity. Because consumers are providing money for a product, these companies gaining profits, and the cycle will continue. And well, basically, what we've created in the short run, like in conclusion, what we've created in the short run is a huge budget deficit because we've spent it too much, way above our tax revenues, because tax revenues, in fact, we've decreased it. So, as this is a long-term plan, because when you increase government expenditure, what you're doing is thinking in the long term, this deficit will be cut off by a raise in taxation. Once you have your population with their jobs, with their income, and very importantly, with disposable income, this is the income after taxes have been paid. Once you have that, people are able to pay higher taxes. So you increase VAT, income tax, and probably a slight rise in corporation tax, because as well companies would make tax revenues increase by a huge difference. And all that would make the only problem of or rising government spending, that it would be a budget deficit, and that will.
Thank you for your time.